I had the best marriage in the whole world for 14 years, and I'm very comfortable with the person I see in the mirror, so I'm okay to be on my own, Terry Irwin once said. Her words reflect not only deep resilience but also a profound peace with the life she shared with her late husband, Steve Irwin. As the steadfast matriarch of the beloved Irwin family, Terry has always been admired for her unwavering strength and boundless optimism. Yet, even someone as resilient as Terry has moments where emotion breaks through, and recently, she was brought to tears. The source of those tears is both heartbreaking and deeply inspiring. Her son, Robert Irwin, has undergone a remarkable transformation, one that has left many in awe and filled Terry with overwhelming pride. As she reflects on how far her family has come, the weight of their journey, marked by both love and loss, brings a surge of emotion that is impossible to contain. It is a journey that stretches from Robert's early childhood alongside his iconic father to a present shaped by unexpected challenges and profound personal growth. This is the story of the Irwin family's enduring spirit. From the playful days of Robert growing up under the gentle guidance of his father, Steve Irwin, the beloved crocodile hunter, to a present marked by both triumph and unforeseen adversity, it's a narrative defined by courage, heartbreak, and love. Terry, who has long shouldered the responsibility of preserving Steve's legacy, now faces a new challenge, guiding her family through a future that feels both promising and painfully uncertain. At the heart of it all lies a mother's sorrow, a quiet, piercing ache as she watches her son navigate challenges that neither of them could have anticipated. The dreams she once held for their future have shifted, altered by forces beyond their control. And yet, the Irwins continue to push forward, determined to honor Steve's legacy with every step. Steve Irwin wasn't just a global wildlife icon, he was a devoted husband, father, and friend. His boundless enthusiasm for conservation and education made him a household name and endeared him to millions. Tragically, his life was cut short in 2006 by a rare stingray accident, a shocking loss that left the world, and especially his family, reeling. For Terry, Steve's death was more than just the loss of a partner. He had been her soulmate, the father of their children, and her closest ally in life and work. In the wake of his death, she was faced with unimaginable grief. "Steve wasn't just my husband, he was my soulmate," she shared in a raw, emotional interview. Together, they had built not only a family but a shared mission to protect the planet's most vulnerable creatures. Suddenly, Terry was left to carry that mission alone. What followed was nothing short of extraordinary. Rather than let grief consume her, Terry chose to rise above it, for Steve, for their children, and for the animals they loved. She poured her heart into running the Australia Zoo, a place that had long symbolized their shared dreams. Though it constantly reminded her of Steve, it became more than a zoo, it was a sanctuary of purpose, education, and conservation. Under Terry's leadership, the zoo expanded its conservation initiatives and wildlife rescue operations. One of her most impactful achievements was the growth of the Wildlife Hospital, which has since treated tens of thousands of sick and injured animals. She also championed wildlife corridors and endangered species protection, ensuring that Steve's legacy would reach far beyond the zoo's walls. She never lost sight of his message, "I don't care if anyone remembers me, as long as they remember my message." That message became her mission. Amid her public responsibilities, Terry never let her role as a mother falter. In the aftermath of Steve's death, she focused her energy on helping Bindi and Robert heal. They were both grieving, and she knew they needed her strength to find their way. Terry often emphasized the importance of continuing their father's work, and her children embraced that vision. Bindi, only 8 at the time, spoke of Steve as her hero. Robert, who was just 2, grew up to reflect so much of his father, not just in his passion for wildlife, but in his infectious joy and gentle demeanor. For Terry, the echoes of Steve in Robert are often bittersweet. There are moments when Robert's words or expressions so closely mirror Steve's that it feels like he's still there with them. These moments often bring tears to her eyes, not out of sadness, but from the profound sense of connection that lingers. In Robert's dedication, his smile, and the way he speaks about animals, Terry sees the living legacy of the man she loved, a comforting reminder that Steve's spirit remains deeply woven into the fabric of their lives. Steve Irwin's presence has always lingered in the lives of his children, and that spirit was especially evident in 2008 when Bindi Irwin's television series Bindi the Jungle Girl received an Emmy nomination. For Terry Irwin, it was a profoundly emotional moment, watching her daughter step confidently into the spotlight to carry on the Irwin legacy and inspire young viewers around the world. It felt like a full-circle experience, a reminder that despite all the pain and hardship they had endured, Bindi's love for nature continued to bloom, rooted deeply in the values her father had taught her. Terry feels a similar pride when it comes to Robert Irwin, whose journey has been nothing short of extraordinary. As a wildlife photographer, Robert has captured the world's attention with stunning images of animals in their natural environments. His work not only earns him accolades but also brings critical awareness to global conservation issues. For Terry, every photograph and public appearance is a mix of pride and emotion, moments that are sometimes bittersweet. When I see him with a crocodile or snapping photos of wildlife, it's like looking at a younger version of Steve, she has said. These reflections often bring tears to her eyes, not out of sorrow, but because they reveal the beauty of a legacy living on through the next generation. Terry's love for Steve remains ever present. Her public expressions of love and grief reflect a deep, unbreakable bond that time has not diminished. Over the years, she has openly shared her journey since Steve's passing, speaking with courage and vulnerability about the challenges of moving forward without him. At a conservation event, she once gave a moving speech in which she described how she found the strength to go on, not just for herself, but for their children and the wildlife they had vowed to protect. Her honesty and authenticity have earned widespread admiration, inspiring many with her story of resilience, purpose, and enduring love. Through her tireless work, Terry has become a global symbol of determination and compassion. Her efforts to honor Steve's mission have led to extraordinary milestones in conservation, achievements that would surely leave Steve in awe. Whether leading the Australia Zoo, supporting wildlife rescue operations, or guiding her children's growth, Terry has shown that love and commitment can carry a family through even the darkest of times. She has proven that the strength of the Irwin family lies in their unity and shared dedication to making the world a better place. Robert Irwin's transformation over the years is a shining testament to the values passed down from his legendary father. Surrounded by the wild beauty of the Australia Zoo, nurtured by a family devoted to wildlife conservation, and inspired by his father's powerful example, Robert has grown into a remarkable young man. His mother, Terry, often finds herself moved to tears as she watches him carve his own path, one shaped by passion, courage, and unwavering dedication. Robert's journey began at a remarkably young age. He was just 5 years old when he began participating in crocodile research, already exhibiting the fearlessness and curiosity that defined his father. Born on December 1, 2003, in Queensland, Australia, Robert was immersed in nature from the very beginning. Growing up at the Australia Zoo wasn't just a childhood surrounded by animals, it was a hands-on education in conservation. He helped feed kangaroos, cared for reptiles, and learned about ecosystems with a sense of wonder and responsibility that only deepened with time. After Steve's tragic death in 2006, Terry made it her mission to ensure that Robert and Bindi remained connected to their father's work. Under her guidance, both children not only carried forward Steve's legacy but also began building their own unique contributions to wildlife conservation. Robert's insatiable curiosity and love for animals were apparent early on. He eagerly absorbed everything he could from his father's wildlife demonstrations, always asking questions and seeking to understand the creatures around him. Unlike many children whose interests shift as they grow older, Robert's fascination with nature only intensified. By the age of 4, he was already appearing on television alongside his mother and sister, his infectious smile and boundless energy captivating audiences. It became increasingly clear that Robert wasn't merely following in Steve's footsteps, he was forging a path all his own, one deeply rooted in love, purpose, and a mission to protect the natural world. Robert Irwin was never content to simply walk in his father's footsteps, he was determined to chart his own course. While his lineage brought instant recognition, it was his unique personality and deep enthusiasm for wildlife that truly captivated audiences. As he entered his teenage years, Robert had already emerged as a star in his own right. His natural ability to connect with both animals and people set him apart, proving he was far more than just a Steve Irwin son. Imagine standing before millions of viewers and confidently handling exotic animals before you're even old enough to drive. That's the extraordinary presence Robert brought to every stage. One of his most memorable moments came during an appearance on The Tonight Show starring Jimmy Fallon, where he handled an assortment of exotic creatures, including snakes and sloths. With confidence, charm, and a deep knowledge of the animals he introduced, Robert wowed audiences and reminded the world of his father's legacy, while clearly infusing it with his own distinct voice and style. These appearances were not just about entertaining crowds with unusual animals. For Robert, they served a greater purpose, raising awareness about critical environmental issues. Whether it was conservation, protecting endangered species, or encouraging a love for the natural world, Robert used his platform to educate and inspire. His enthusiasm was infectious, winning over viewers of all ages and drawing attention to the causes he championed with such passion. Beyond talk shows, Robert expanded his presence into nature specials and documentaries, earning widespread admiration for his charisma, storytelling skills, and ease in front of the camera. Over the years, he matured from a curious child into a committed environmentalist, hitting important milestones along the way. One of his most impactful contributions has come through his work as a wildlife photographer. Robert's breathtaking images have garnered global recognition, with exhibitions in galleries around the world showcasing both his artistic talent and his devotion to conservation. From a very young age, Robert showed an intuitive eye for wildlife photography. What began as a childhood fascination quickly evolved into a professional pursuit. His photographs not only captured the beauty of animals in their natural habitats, but also highlighted the delicate balance of the ecosystems they inhabit. Through his lens, Robert has shed light on the struggles of endangered species and the urgent need to protect them. Each image tells a story, not just of nature's splendor, but of its fragility. One of Robert's most notable achievements came in 2020, when a hauntingly beautiful image he captured of a forest ravaged by wildfire received international acclaim. The photograph, both striking and sobering, offered a poignant reminder of the environmental crises facing our planet. It wasn't just a visual triumph, it was a call to action, demonstrating Robert's ability to use his talent not only as a tribute to his father's mission but as a powerful force in his own right for change. Robert Irwin's career reached a defining milestone when one of his photographs earned recognition in the prestigious Wildlife Photographer of the Year competition. The image, depicting a forest scarred by fire, captured not only the haunting beauty of the scene but also the devastating effects of climate change. The emotional power of the photograph resonated deeply with global audiences, serving as a stark reminder of the environmental challenges we face. This moment marked a turning point for Robert, proving that his work could do more than inspire admiration, it could spark action and awareness on a worldwide scale. While the old saying claims a picture is worth 1,000 words, Robert's images are worth 1,000 calls to action. Yet, his contributions go far beyond the lens of his camera. At the Australia Zoo, Robert plays an active role in the zoo's daily operations and critical conservation initiatives. From rescuing injured wildlife to overseeing breeding programs for endangered species, his hands-on involvement reflects a deep commitment to preserving biodiversity. One of his most impactful projects is the Crocodile Research Program, which involves tracking the movements and behaviors of wild crocodiles. This groundbreaking work provides vital data that helps maintain ecological balance and better protect these ancient reptiles. In addition to his fieldwork, Robert has become a passionate voice for conservation on the global stage. He frequently speaks at international events, advocating for youth involvement in environmental protection. Within the conservation community, he is respected not only for his dedication and knowledge but for his rare ability to translate complex environmental issues into relatable, inspiring messages that reach people of all ages. Robert's story is no longer just an extension of his family's legacy, it is a powerful narrative of his own making. Through a unique blend of skill, passion, and purpose, he is forging a path that honors his late father while standing firmly on his own accomplishments. His impact is tangible, his reach global, and his voice, fueled by sincerity and conviction, impossible to ignore. His transformation from a shy, spirited boy who once fearlessly handled snakes on camera to a globally recognized photographer and conservationist is a profound testament to what perseverance, purpose, and heart can achieve. Throughout this journey, Robert's mother, Terry Irwin, has remained a constant source of strength and encouragement. Her pride in the man Robert has become is evident in every interview, every public appearance, and every tear-filled tribute to the legacy they continue to uphold. As Robert's story continues to unfold, it's clear he is only at the beginning of his journey. With each photograph he captures, every conservation message he shares, and every young mind he inspires, Robert Irwin breathes new life into the mission his family began. The Irwin legacy is not only intact, it is thriving, evolving, and destined to shape the future of wildlife conservation for generations to come. At the heart of the Irwin family, Terry Irwin has endured profound loss and faced formidable challenges, yet she finds immeasurable joy in watching her son Robert thrive. Her life, shaped by love, resilience, and a steadfast sense of purpose, stands as a powerful testament to the enduring strength of family and the impact of a shared mission. For Terry, seeing Robert evolve into a passionate environmentalist is one of her greatest sources of fulfillment. His success is not just a personal victory, it ensures that the Irwin legacy continues to inspire future generations across the globe. Whenever Robert receives international acclaim for his conservation work, Terry is often overcome with emotion, not from grief, but from overwhelming love and pride. These deeply personal moments reflect the powerful bond between mother and son. From an early age, Robert lived under the immense weight of expectation, growing up as the son of the legendary crocodile hunter. Constantly in the public eye, he was surrounded by fans who looked to him to carry on his father's remarkable legacy. But instead of succumbing to that pressure, Robert embraced it, choosing to forge his own path with confidence, authenticity, and grace. Among his many achievements, Robert's work in wildlife photography has been especially meaningful. His breathtaking images, captured with patience and deep understanding, highlight the beauty and fragility of the natural world. One photograph, in particular, brought him international acclaim, a haunting image of an Australian forest reduced to ash after a devastating firestorm. Despite the destruction, the photo conveyed a glimmer of hope, a silent tribute to nature's resilience. The image quickly went viral and was exhibited in galleries around the world, becoming both a work of art and a call to environmental action. For Terry, that photograph was profoundly moving. It confirmed that Robert wasn't simply documenting nature, he was telling stories of survival, endurance, and the unwavering strength of life itself. She often shares her admiration for his rare ability to connect with audiences, both through the lens and on stage. In quiet, emotional moments, Terry has said, it's like he's channeling his dad. Her words reveal the depth of her pride and the sacred connection she sees between Robert's mission and Steve's enduring legacy. But Robert's passion for wildlife extends far beyond photography. His goal is to inspire real-world action. Through his creative talents, he strives to ignite a sense of responsibility and compassion in people everywhere, urging them to protect the animals he so passionately documents. For Terry, watching her son step into a role that seamlessly blends artistry and conservation is nothing short of extraordinary. It is not only a tribute to his father, it is the living continuation of a family's unwavering commitment to protecting the planet. For Terry Irwin, seeing Robert take on the mantle of his late father's legacy often feels like witnessing a revival of Steve's spirit. When people remark on how much Robert is like Steve, it stirs a bittersweet mixture of pride and sorrow in her heart. Robert's striking resemblance to his father, not just in his appearance but in his enthusiasm, personality, and fearless energy, often takes her breath away. His boundless curiosity and unwavering spirit remind many of the beloved crocodile hunter, and for Terry, these echoes of Steve are deeply emotional. One particularly poignant moment occurred when Robert appeared on The Tonight Show starring Jimmy Fallon, a show Steve had frequented. Calmly handling a large snake while educating the audience, Robert mesmerized viewers. For Terry, this scene was both familiar and new, it was as though Steve were there again, but it was also uniquely Robert. As she watched, tears filled her eyes. In that moment, she realized what she had known all along, her son wasn't just carrying Steve's legacy, he was creating his own. Watching a child grow up is never easy for any parent, but for Terry, seeing Robert's transformation from a curious little boy to a globally respected environmentalist has been especially emotional. In a tender family video, she recalls 2-year-old Robert trailing behind Steve at the Australia Zoo, mimicking his every move. With a fond smile, she said, "He's always been a little Steve." What touches her the most, however, is how Robert has taken his father's influence and shaped it into something entirely his own. What amazes me is how he's taken that influence and turned it into something so distinctly his, she said. Through a unique blend of legacy and individuality, Robert Irwin continues to honor his roots while carving out a path that is unmistakably his own. Robert's remarkable ability to connect with people